Hello and welcome. This here is going to be a guide on how to farm in Master League. This is specifically best for Town Hall 9s and 10s farming Dark Elixir, or Town Hall 10s just farming sort of lazily. Right here I'm just going to start off with a defensive replay that I'm quite happy with. This is a new base I just put together designed to protect my Dark Elixir. Losing 1800 to 2000 isn't that bad. I was debating whether or not to encase my army camps there with my extra walls, and it worked out great, dragging all those wall breakers over there. My clan castle wizards take out a golem right away, and coming up here, actually I don't know why this guy's using heal spells. He probably could have 2-starred me if he'd taken the rages. He loses all his wizards all at once right there. Heal's not going to help if your troops are one-shotted. So if there's balloons or wizards in the clan castle, heals don't help at all. Doesn't even touch my dark elixir at all. Gets maybe one of my drills, and it was right after I logged out. So there's minimal loss, 12 dark elixir. In the end, he can't even pull off a 40%. For farming in Master League, you're gonna need mostly balloons. You can do it with hog riders, but there's not much profit on dark elixir when using hog riders. This is the base you really want to look for when using balloons, whether for cup hunting or for farming. Because when you're farming, you also want to hold your trophies, so you want to win the majority of your attacks. His air defense are incredibly weak for Master League. I can lure his heroes in Clan Castle with 2 minions. As you can see, I bring 1 heal spell along just for the wizard towers if I encounter a level 8 wizard tower. And as you can see, all his air defense not only are low level, but you want to look for the ones that are in the outside compartment. You want to be able to get your balloons right onto them. And I come in with the rage and clean up. I was hoping that the rage would carry me through to the town hall so I could get 2 stars. The more trophies, the better. That means I can lose more later on to get more dark elixir from higher value targets. But I'd at least get the expo because I'm actually trying to get the achievements. I probably never get the 3-star on the Inferno Towers. But as you can see, you deploy the balloons in lines and groups. Don't be... I described it as dainty before. You don't want to just deploy 2 balloons here and 3 balloons over there. You want a whole line of 10 or 12, maybe even more balloons, all coming in at once, all going on top of a rage or a heal, or a rage and a heal. Because 2 or 3 balloons are going to get shot down, then you got to deploy 2 or 3 more. A whole line of them, a whole wave of them, will take out all the defenses much quicker with less balloons lost. Then you come in with the minions 2 squares or so behind them, so they're just out of range of any splash damage, but they're right there supporting the balloons, because the balloons can't do it themselves, especially if any of the expos are pointing up. What you really want is to find someone with the expos pointing down. Inferno towers don't matter. Archer towers are minimal. 2 balloons can take out any level 11 or level 12 archer tower. See, I went for the guy who had a hole in the center of his base, who had his air defense on the outside, all these free buildings. You really want to look for people with free buildings because you need to keep those trophies. You can't be dropping way out down to like Crystal 2. Your clan castle, you generally want to have air troops only. You don't want to have stuff like wizards in there. You want dragon, minion, or balloons. You're going to want a ratio in your camps of about 20 to 24 balloons. You can do it with 16, but it's much more difficult to hold trophies. And then all the rest is minions. Let's see. And you're going to want to look for Look for the bases that won't drag your balloons all over the place. You want to know where your balloons are going to end up. You don't want them going off to the corners and the sides when you want them to go in. You never want to attack someone with a dark elixir in their core unless unless their defenses are very low leveled. Because if it's in the core, your balloons are probably going to split up, go all over the base. Your core is going to still have the Expos and Inferno Towers in it, and your minions and maybe your Clan Castle Dragon is going to get wrecked before they can take much Dark Elixir. You got to get used to how the balloons path between the defenses. It's going to be pretty much the exact same thing as Hogs, but only slower. They move at the slowest rate of any troop, which is why you use Rage. Rages are less for the damage because 2 balloons will one-shot any defense if you have 2 on top of each other, except Inferno Towers and Expos, you'll need 3 balloons. Possibly 4 for a level 4 Expo. But the Rage increases their movement speed, which is the whole point of it. You don't necessarily have to look for abandoned bases in Master League, but there are plenty. You're mainly looking for either non-functioning Expos or downward-facing Expos and wizard towers and air defense that you can get to very quickly. The longer you stay up in range of those air defense, the more they'll be two-shotting all of your balloons. As you can see, this guy has almost 6,000 Dark Elixir, and his Dark Elixir is right in that corner. Obviously, I didn't deploy as big a line of balloons as I should have, or I shouldn't have had to go in and get that extra Tesla out there to get it out of the way. You do want to deploy, like I deployed the dragon and the minions right behind the initial wave of balloons, but you do want to save a handful of balloons and minions to clean up, or go in after the defenses have been destroyed. Because you never know what's going to happen. You might mess up, and you want to have enough troops to clean up a 50%. It's sometimes more important to get the 50% than the Dark Elixir, unless it's a ton of Dark Elixir. Give up a few hundred Dark Elixir to make sure you hold your trophies. And if you can go for the 2-star, go for it. Don't be afraid to use all of your troops. You're going to want to have max troops to farm in Master League, though. I personally am in a rather unique position where I can search to find Dark Elixir hits that are much higher than the average person. I can spend 10, 15, 20 minutes on a search, something like 200, 300, even 400,000 gold to search until I find someone. Because in my position, I do not need gold anymore for any real amount. All I have left is Tesla and traps. So your experience may differ because you probably need gold. There is still plenty of gold to be farmed up here. Up here you can still find people with 300, 400, or 500,000 gold. But to find people like I'm finding with 4,000 or more Dark Elixir, you have to search for quite a while, but they are up here. As with any attack, as you can see here, you're always going to do what you do in any farming attack or any cup hunting attack, which is check the clan castle and lure the heroes. I actually messed up in this one. As you can see, I'm deploying up there with the heal, the rage, but I don't deploy my minions and my dragon until too late. And without the support, my balloons are not able to kill that archer tower up there, up in the corner, which makes it much more difficult for me to take out that Dark Elixir drill later on. On the left side, I'm mirroring it. I should have mirrored it faster. By mirroring, I mean attacking equally strong on both sides there. You never want to split your balloons into more than 2 groups, except for the occasional pick-off group right there, where you take out some archer towers or something to allow your minions to pick off buildings to get a 50%. As you can see, just like with a trophy hunting attack, I cleared the way to the center of the village, took out all the dark elixir except that top drill up there, but I still have, I believe, 3 balloons and a handful of minions, maybe 20 minions, 15, 20, to take out the dark elixir drill up there. As you can see, this is the type of base you're always going to want to attack with the balloon style attack, whether you're trophy hunting or farming, because all the wizard towers and 2 out of the 4 air defense are all in the outer layer, and the defenses are very close together. It's just like with a hog attack. You want to be able to take out the wizard towers early. In this case, you also want to take out the air defense, and you love it when the buildings are close together. When the defenses are close together, your balloons can just chain from one to the next, taking out whole rows of defenses before your balloons are taken out, because balloons do not have a lot of health. They're not that much of a tank, especially compared now that the giants have been buffed a little bit to 920 health, while the balloons are still at 545. As you can see, I deployed a lightning there just to make sure I got the 2-star. That was the end of the time. Thanks for watching, and good luck farming with balloons.